Philly is damn good. Lost one game this season with Jalen Hurts. What do you think makes them such a dominant team?
Well, they're just good in almost every way. I mean, they have very few weaknesses. They might have one weakness, but they're just really good. They lead the NFL in sacks. They have possibly the best offensive line in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Hurts is phenomenal. They got a ton of weapons. They have a great rushing game. They got good defensive backs in the backfield. I mean, they're just good. They're probably them and the 49ers are the best roster in the NFL. So that's what makes them good. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's just go through it systematically. Like they have their offensive line. Like it's they could win the battle of the trenches against the Niners D line. They have the All Pro center, Jason Kelsey. They have the best center in the league. They have the best right tackle in the league in Lane Johnson. This last game they gave up no sacks against the Giants with I think one. Jalen Hurts, he's good, but at the same time he's just standing there.
Yeah.
He's just freaking standing. Teams don't have offensive lines like this. It's
All day
big.
long.
It's strong. It's good at the run. It's good in the pass.
Yeah.
So that's a good place to start. It's like it makes them unique. Yeah. Much better offensive line than Dallas. That offensive line was getting caved in most of the game.
Yeah.
And then on the other hand, like their defensive line is even freaking better.
They're winning the battle of the trenches on both sides of the ball. And that's what you
Weekly.
want. That's where you win the games, right? And they're really good. That's why that's why they're good. They've got a great roster.
I'm trying to see like how many sacks they have. Is it 70?
I believe it's 70.
It's freaking.
They lead the NFL by like 15 sacks.
They have 70 sacks.
It's crazy.
So yeah, I mean, let's. Okay, so they got Hassan Reddick. Hassan Reddick has 16. Javon Hargrave has 11. Josh Sweat has 11, and Brandon Graham has 11. Fletcher Cox has 7. Is he healthy? I don't even know.
I don't know. I have to check
anyway, so as good as they are on the offensive line, they're even better on the defensive line, and that means you saw it in this last game. Like when there's lots of threats, you can't help McGlinchey. He's going to have moments like that, and Spencer Burford could have moments where he's going against Javon Hargrave, who's bigger, older, stronger, better at this point. I mean, there's going to be moments. Last week, in this game against Dallas, there was just pressure up the middle instantly, a lot. These guys have better D tackles than Dallas, so I don't know, man. Pressure can be an issue.
They have to establish the run, no question. Don't BS around. Get Elijah Mitchell involved early. That's going to be the key to winning this game.
Okay, so great D line, great O line, and then on offense, they have great skill players. Yeah. Like Miles Sanders. Let's go through it. Like Miles Sanders had 1,300 yards from scrimmage and 11 touchdowns. That's their running back. Okay, their receivers, they got Devontae Smith, who had almost 1,200 yards and 7 touchdowns. They got A.J. Brown, who had almost 1,500 yards and 11 touchdowns. They have Dallas Goedert, who had 700 yards. That's a lot for a tight end. I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, that's better than Dallas. And then they have a quarterback in Jalen Hurts, who has lost one game this year. He has thrown for 3,700 yards and 22 touchdowns. He has rushed for, 760 yards and 13 touchdowns. And he's only thrown 6 picks all season. So he's not one to just beat himself. This team doesn't beat itself, and they beat other teams up. It is quite a good matchup for the 49ers. Yeah. Well, that's what makes this Philly so good. They're freaking loaded.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts has 35 touchdowns between passing and running. 760 yards. I was trying to pull it up. For some reason, it's not working. But he'd be like, what, the second best rusher on the 49ers right now?
Yeah.
It's just insane how good that guy is. You got the best offensive line, one of the best defensive lines, if not the best, at least in sacks. Maybe not against the run. You got Jalen Hurts, who's playing at an MVP level. He can run the ball on you. He can pass the ball on you. You got all these weapons at receiver. They have a good defensive back unit on defense. They really only have one area where you might want to call it a weakness.